Good morning, everyone. It is 9:31. We've been following a very serious crash on Mesa. Southern Avenue shut down at this hour. We want to check in with Gibby Parra, who is now at the scene. Gibby, good morning.
Good morning, Tara. Yeah, as you can see, there's the transport of what they are presuming is the mother in this accident here. According to Mesa Fire, they're telling us that it is a single car rollover, presumably rolling at a high rate of speed. That vehicle, which then rolled into a retaining wall, which is off of Southern there, having Southern blocked off from Lindsay to about 24th Street is what they're blocking off. And that's to give you an idea of where that is, Sarah. That's kind of in between Gilbert and Lindsay is where 24th Street. I have Forrest Smith, who is captain with Mesa Fire, joining me. Forrest, you mentioned it's a single car rollover. We're presuming that the woman who just got transported was a mom, but you mentioned two kids, a 6-month-old and an 8-month-old?
That's right. And what we were glad to find is that both children were in car seats. I understand that the children were taken out just prior to us getting there, as well as by crews early on. We did have crews from Gilbert come in and assist us with making sure that we got everybody out.
Now, one of the things which was a great sign, one, you mentioned the 6-month-old was actually crying or showing really no signs of the 6-month-old being in really serious injury, and the car seats saved their life.
That's correct. We noticed that both children happened to be in car seats. Again, we're taking them to these level 1 trauma facilities so they can be further assessed. I don't know the extent of the injuries on the older child, but I tell you what, after seeing the car seats, seeing the extent of damage on the vehicle, I'm sure your viewers saw that, it's just a tribute or testament to the fact that using these car seats do save lives.
Now, what can you tell us about the older woman who's just transported right now? What kind of injuries was she looking at?
Well, I'm not clear on the extent of injuries. I know crews had been talking to her. She had been describing some general pains that she was feeling, but the fact that she was alert and conscious was a really positive sign for us. Again, we wanted to make sure by having a helicopter come in that we can get her to a level 1 trauma facility as soon as possible, considering the fact that it was a real technical extrication. By that I mean the crews had to go in based on how the car was positioned against the wall. They had to stabilize the vehicle to keep it from coming back down on the patient and on them. So there was a lot of technique involved in cutting her out. But again, we had the helicopter on standby. Once they got her cut out, they were able to give instant treatment, get her on the helicopter and over to that facility.
All right, Captain Forrest Smith, thank you so much for that information. As you see, Tara, we've talked about it time and time again. You know, if you're going to have your kids in the car, make sure they're in a car seat. And because of that action, Captain Forrest Smith tells us that that's what saved their lives.
Yeah, you can't get any clearer of a message than that. Gibby, thanks very much.